Hey everyone, welcome to Square State, not a podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Jackson, and today we're talking skiing. I am so excited. I have not gone on a mountain for the last 2 years. I've had no runs since I went to Australia. I'm correcting that this year, and I've actually already purchased my $6.50 lift ticket for Aspen Snowmass's 50th anniversary celebration. I'm really looking forward to that. This week, I am sharing an episode where I speak with Chris Linsmayer, who is very gracious and I really enjoyed our conversation. He is from Colorado Ski USA, which is specifically a trade organization. It does not represent, obviously, all of the ski resorts in Colorado. In fact, they are specifically working with 20 plus resorts in Colorado, so just be aware of that. I didn't have enough time to reach out to Vail Resorts, who specifically run the Epic Pass program, or with Ski Colorado, who run the Rocky Mountain Pass. But I do hope to speak with them later on in the season because they have different things that they're doing. I am really happy because we're running a giveaway for this episode. We're giving away a GEM Pass. So basically, a GEM Pass is via Colorado Ski USA. What is it exactly? It helps you get either 2-for-1 lift tickets or 30% off lift tickets at each of the 10 Colorado GEMS resorts. Those resorts include Arapahoe Basin, Copper Mountain, Echo, Eldora, I love Eldora, Granby Ranch, Hesperus, Loveland, Monarch, Powderhorn, or Sunlight. Please make sure that you share the episode. The only thing you need to do is tweet or share on Facebook so that you can increase your chance to win. So just enter to win. I'm really excited about this. You can click on the link in the show notes to get access to that. A couple things. In the course of the episode, towards the end, I will talk about some ways to get equipment and ski gear for less. We kind of alluded to this in the episode, but Chris is not a frugal blogger like I am. One of my many hats that I wear is I'm a personal finance influencer, blogger, and podcaster for another project. That project is called Girl Gone Frugal Again. That's my other podcast, as well as michelleismoneyhungry.com. So I spend a lot of time thinking about how to get things for less. So please do listen to the end of the episode to get my tips and tricks on how to do that. I am super excited. So let's get this episode going. And let me know what your favorite resort is in the comments for the show notes. Please make sure you like and subscribe to Square State. Tell a friend. If you have friends who are interested in moving to Colorado, make sure you let them know about this podcast. And Square State is an audio production of coloradoloveHub.info. That's Colorado Love, L-U-V, hub.info. You can also get your free moving guide to Colorado as well. So I will include a link to that in the show notes too. And now let's get to the episode. Hey everybody, welcome to Square State, not a podcast. I am your host, Michelle Jackson, and today I am really excited to speak with Chris Linsmayer. And did I say your last name right?
Linsmayer, yeah, that was right.
Okay. Oh, whew. And he is the Public Affairs Director for Colorado Ski Country USA. I'm really excited because when you look at them hills, there is snow out there. It has been snowing in the mountains. The Eisenhower Tunnel lost power the other day, and they actually ended up closing it. So ski season is on its way, you guys. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Today, I thought we would geek out about all things skiing, pow, because there's fresh pow out there. There's a huge dump of snow. I'm so happy. And I thought it would be nice to talk to Chris about a couple different things about skiing in Colorado, about his position, what Colorado Ski Country facilitates, and some great opportunities for the kiddos as well. So Chris, would you mind introducing what you do and yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, thanks for having me today. Very excited to be talking about the ski season. As you mentioned, we just had a lot of snow up in the high country this past weekend. And actually, we have a little race to open, an annual race to open between two of our resorts really close to the Front Range. So Arapahoe Basin and Loveland Ski Area are both right on the Continental Divide. Loveland's just right there by Eisenhower Tunnel. And both of those folks are looking at probably a mid-October opening day. So we're talking about 2 to 3 weeks here before you can go to a ski area in Colorado and go skiing. So we're getting really excited.
So where are you originally from? Are you actually from Colorado?
I am. So I'm a Denver native. I know we're a dying breed. That's what people tell me.
You are.
But yeah, no, I grew up skiing mostly the I-70 corridor, and then I also was a ski instructor up at Steamboat, one of the areas here in Colorado. Yeah.
Okay, and before we got on the call, we actually discovered that we went to rival high schools. So shout out to Manuel because he went to East, but we'll just let that go.
That's right. I've got some angel pride still.
Whatever, bolts. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about how you got into skiing, if you started when you were like a teeny tiny, or if you learned as an adult, a little bit about teaching skiing and Steamboat, and then we're going to get into it.
I actually have a photo of my dad when I'm 6 months old lowering me into his ski boots. So
my Lord.
I think I made my first turns maybe when I was 4 or 5, but I didn't really get into it until I was about 8. And I would do these winter-long group lessons where you go up every Saturday. You have the same group of kids, the same instructor for 4, 6, 8 weeks. So that's how I learned how to ski. And then I was hooked.
What's your favorite mountain? And everyone, like, this is his opinion. This is not Colorado Ski Country opinion. So hold your horses. But everyone has their own mountain that they're like, I love this place. You can have a favorite or a couple of hidden gems that you could share.
Totally. So I think it really depends on what someone's looking for. Because I lived in Steamboat and was a ski instructor there, I really like to go up there still during the winter and try and quote unquote relive the glory days, if you will. But it depends on where you're living, what exactly you're looking for. There's something for everyone really across our different ski areas in Colorado.
Steamboat typically is the place that you like to go to. Is there another one that you're like, this is hidden gem, or do you want to keep it to yourself so no one goes?
Well, it's funny you use the term hidden gem because we have a program called Colorado Gems.
Oh.
10 resorts, ski areas in Colorado that are more off the beaten path, that offer more of that authentic, old school, maybe some of them are a little smaller, not along the Front Range resorts across the state.
Give us a couple of names for that.
Yeah, so you're talking about Echo Mountain, which just joined our trade association this year. That's only a 50-minute drive from downtown Denver. You've got Eldora right outside of Boulder.
I love Eldora.
Totally. And then Loveland and A Basin are also gems, as well as some other ones like Sunlight outside of Glenwood Springs. So lots of different options depending on what you're looking for. And we have a program called the GEMS card, which it's a $25 card, and you can use it twice at each of those 10 resorts for either a 2-for-1 lift ticket or a 30% off adult lift ticket. So if you're going skiing with a friend, you've essentially got to buy one, get one free. Or if you end up going by yourself, you can save 30% off your lift ticket price.
That's awesome. So I want to get into, first of all, I looked at the website again today and I love the look. Did you guys change it recently? Because I feel like it looks different than the last time I was on it. If you changed it, it looks amazing. I really like it.
About 2 years ago, we did a website redevelopment. As you know, everyone now gets a lot of their news on their mobile phones, so we wanted to create a mobile-friendly website too. So that was part of it.
Wait, but did you change it like in the last month? Because I'm telling you, it seems different. Maybe I'm losing it.
Yes, well, because we are now transitioning out of summer and fall into full winter season, we have made the switch to sort of winter. So
Okay.
you can go on that website, which, by the way, is coloradoski.com. It has tons of information about the state generally, but then each specific ski area has their own page, so you can get all the stats about, base elevation, vertical footage,
Snow.
snow, how much it snowed last night, how much it snowed for the season. And then usually they also have some sort of special deal on there, whether it's, a 3-day lift ticket deal, season pass discount. It just varies by ski area. So there's a ton of really good information on it.
One of the things I wanted to talk about is what exactly is Colorado Ski Country's role? Like what is it you guys are trying to do? I have an idea, but for people who are new to the state, they may not be aware of what you guys do and how you facilitate it. For people who don't ski, maybe they're from here, they've heard of you guys, but they don't ski. So could you talk a little bit about what you guys do?
Absolutely. I mean, I think the simplest way to describe it is as a hub of information, right? So no matter what you're looking for, if you're in the southwest part of the state, if you don't live in the state, if you live in Denver, if you live in Fort Collins, wherever, we want to be able to provide you with the information that you're looking for. So whether you have a child who is 3 or 4 years old, hasn't skied before, whether you have a child who's a ski racer, whether you yourself are just getting into the sport, maybe you just moved to Colorado, or you used to live here and now you're back and you're looking to find a ski area that's right for you, we want to be able to provide that type of information. So that's really our role in the state.
And this is an independent organization, independent of the different resorts. So am I correct in thinking that? And do you work in tandem with them on different projects or events to kind of get the word out about all of these wonderful resorts that we have out in our wonderful state?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a trade association. So we have 23 member resorts, 23 different ski areas that are members of our organization. And they send us all types of different information, whether that's a new pass product, a new lift ticket price, a new event. And then we try and get that information out to as many folks as possible, let them know what's happening up in the high country, what their different options are on a day-to-day or weekly basis to enjoy skiing and snowboarding.
What are your thoughts on the ski train? I'm so thrilled it's back, but what do you think about the ski train and its role in encouraging skiing within the state and bringing in people from outside of Colorado to ski?
The ski train was back last year for the first time in 8 years after a little bit of a hiatus, and it was a smashing success. So they're expanding a little bit of their service this year. And for those of you who don't know, it's called the Winter Park Express. It runs from Denver's Union Station, so right from downtown Denver, just right to the base of Winter Park Resort up in Grand County. It takes about 2 hours, and it drops you off within a 1 or 2 minute walk of the ski lift. So it's a really unique experience. A lot of folks in Colorado grew up taking that train. So we did see last year a lot of positive feedback from the community, but also outside of the state. Colorado is the only place where if you couple your trip into Colorado with the A train that runs out to DIA, you can get to a ski area without renting a car, without setting foot in a car. We're the only state in the country that offers something like that. So it's a really unique experience. And Winter Park had such a great season last year. They're expanding the service this year. So there'll be 27 round trips running from the first weekend in January through the end of March, with one-way fares as low as $29 one way. And I've taken the train. If you haven't taken the train, I encourage you to do it. It is a super unique and interesting and cool experience. You go through 28 tunnels on the way there. You get up behind the Flatirons and see the Flatirons from a totally different view. It's just a really unique experience specific to Colorado.
If you're new to skiing and snowboarding, what advice would you give an adult learner? And you're actually a wonderful person to give this because you taught skiing.
I think some folks can be intimidated especially in Colorado where we have some big mountains. We're known for skiing, so it's an intimidating process to get into it. I would encourage folks to get online, do a little bit of research about the different options that are out there. I mentioned coloradoski.com, but you can get on there, see what types of lessons the resort offer, different lesson packages, different lodging, depending on what you're looking for. But I definitely recommend a lesson if you've never skied before. All of our ski resorts have wonderful ski schools. They deal with folks who have never skied before, maybe have never seen snow in their life on a daily basis. So they definitely know how to get you up standing on skis and then progressing up the ladder of skills so you can enjoy skiing and snowboarding.
So you can go from pizza, French fries to actually just cruising down the mountain.
Absolutely. I mean, really the goal is within the first day, first hours, to get you up from maybe never putting a ski boot on to feeling confident on an easy green run. And greens are our easiest runs on the mountain.
Are there communities that you would recommend for like ski related communities that people could join, or websites that you think, in addition to Colorado Ski's website, to help kind of foster skiing community, if you will?
It's an interesting question. There are different, depending on where you live, different ski clubs, different resources if you're looking to carpool. There's a lot of different options out there for folks to meet other people who are maybe new to the state or all the way to experienced skiers to find out about skiing, what other opportunities exist for people to get out there. You can also get on social media. A lot of information is being shared there by different news outlets in Colorado, by us, by Colorado Ski Country, and then also by our ski areas. What are the different options? Is a ski area going to be closed today because of bad weather, because of road closure, something like that? So I encourage folks to get online and see what other options are out there.
Meetup is also a wonderful place to do that as well, because there are some meetup groups that actually will rent buses. You do have to prepay for that portion of it, but they'll rent buses and take people to different resorts. So depending on the meetup itself. So I will share that information in the show notes as well. Right. And if you are a frugal person, so I'm putting on my other hat. So in addition to running a website and podcast about all things Colorado, I also am a personal finance influencer and blogger and podcaster. So I think that there are people who may be intimidated by what they perceive the cost to be. I actually just bought a $6.50 ticket for Aspen Snowmass. This is not normal, okay?
Yeah, you're gonna do the 50th anniversary celebration. Yeah. That's great.
Heck yeah. But if you could go back in time to when you were 20 and you're snowboarding or skiing, whatever it was you're doing, how did you do that affordably for those people who are a little intimidated by what they perceive the cost to be?
Absolutely. And, this is something that we as an industry hear about all the time. And I think it's our job to try and educate folks that there are a lot of different affordable options out there. So whether you're talking about a day lift ticket all the way to season rentals or purchasing equipment, the earlier you're going to be skiing and the quicker you get online and purchase your lift tickets, the more money you're going to save. But we also have products out there like a 4-pack, 4 days of skiing at a discounted rate. If you ski a little bit more than that, a season pass might be right for you. And a lot of those season passes have different programs where you can get an additional day or 2 or 3 days at a different resort across Colorado or even out of state. You may look at a place like Christie Sports for a season rental instead of renting every weekend. Get online and check out the resort. Many of our ski areas have lodging properties. So if you're going to go for a weekend, you might be able to bundle together your rental, your lift ticket, your lodging. There's some really great options there to try and make this as affordable as possible for as many people as possible.
How many runs do you get in a year? Like, I feel like you get the hookup. So do you get it? I know you're working hard, but yes. Do you get a chance to really enjoy the different resorts so that you can really share what they're doing with your audience?
Absolutely. So I think, well, first of all, I would say it's a misconception among my friends and family that all I do is ski every day, you know.
Oh, it's not just me.
No, exactly. I live in Denver, so I'm not steps away from the ski slope like
Fair enough.
some of the other folks up there. But yes, I have been very fortunate to be able to get out and experience different resorts across the state. And you know, I had never been to the southwest part of the state until I got this job. And I think the lesson that I really learned is it's a lot easier than I thought it was. And two, it's definitely worth it. I always encourage my friends to think outside the box, think about places that have always been on the bucket list. You know, for me, that was a place like Telluride
Oh,
or
yeah.
Wolf Creek or Aspen, places I really hadn't spent much time at that aren't quite as far away as I would have thought and have some really great convenient transportation options to get to as well.
What kind of transportation did you use? Did you like drive yourself or did you fly or?
I actually drove myself, but was surprised that, you know, 4 hours in the car sounds like a long time to a place like Wolf Creek, but for a 20-inch powder day, I'll take the 4 hours one way any time of day. But there are great flights into the southwest part of the state. We have 8 regional airports across the state. So, you know, you've got Hayden Airport and Steamboat all the way to Montrose Airport down in the southwest part of the state. And if you're booking early and really following things online, you can get some round trip tickets for $100, $150. So there's some great options out there.
We have an amazing opportunity for the 5th and 6th graders in our state. This is very specific to Colorado residents. So if you're outside of the state and you're like, oh, I want to try to do this, this will not work for your kids. I wanted to talk about the 5th and 6th grade passport and what that program is and how, if there's still time for parents, local parents, to get their kids signed up for that.
Yeah, so I would just say that's not actually true. The program really is geared towards folks that live in Colorado, but you don't have to be from Colorado.
Oh, I thought it was just Colorado and Utah, so that's kind of exciting.
No, so, yeah, that's right. But yeah, let me tell you about the program. So it's a 5th and 6th grade passport program. 5th graders, the program is completely free for a 5th grader, and it offers 3 days of skiing at each of 22 ski areas. So that's up to 66 days of skiing completely free. If you are a 5th grader who has never skied or snowboarded before, you can participate in what we call our first class program, which offers 1 day of equipment rental and 1 day of and a day of lessons completely free at one of the 22 participating resorts. So that's a great thing. And then if you're a 6th grader, for $105, you can get 4 days of skiing at those same 22 ski areas. So up to 88 days of skiing. If you did that, it would be less than $1.20 a day to be skiing across the state. Every child who participates in the program will get a voucher for 1 day of free equipment rental from Crystal Sports. And this is really an effort by our organization and by ski areas across the state to give families and children the opportunity to get out, explore the state, and get out skiing in an affordable way. You know, we want folks to be able to feel like they can enjoy our signature sports of skiing and snowboarding.
So even though you guys aren't affiliated with all the resorts in the state, what would you say about what's the number of passes available for people there? I guess if you could talk about some of the options people have to choose from in terms of maybe they go for just the day and get a day pass or a 4-pack, just kind of talk about that. I think that might be helpful for people who are newly arrived in the state or people who are planning a trip.
Absolutely. And I think it can be a little overwhelming, especially if you're new to Colorado or new to the sport, because honestly, the options are almost endless, right? You can go from a 1-day lift ticket, you can buy a 3-day lift ticket, you can buy a 7-day lift ticket that you can use, you know, or 5-day lift ticket you can use in a 7-day period. I really encourage folks, and our website, coloradoski.com, has a pass page We have a ton of resources on there that list out all the different pass options available to you. So, if you're skiing over 5 to 7 days a season, I would encourage you to think about a season pass. If you are just skiing, you're not sure how much you're going to ski, maybe think about a couple of 4-packs. Especially if you have a 5th or 6th grader, you're crazy not to be participating in the passport program, especially for 5th graders. It's completely free. You just have to have a proof of grade showing that your child's in 5th grade. So I'd say think about how often you're going to be skiing, where you might be skiing, location-wise, and if you want to use the pass as a way to travel the state, see different parts of the state and different ski areas.
And then finally, if I were someone who was interested in working at a resort, at a ski resort, what was it like for you, kind of back in the day when you were looking for a job, and what was the process like, and what was the atmosphere like for you?
Yeah, so the jobs at a resort are, they run from what I did, which was ski instructing, and I predominantly worked with children, to, a food and beverage or lift ticket sales or lift operations. And I loved it. I was fortunate to be in Steamboat for a winter, but everyone there's on a team. Most of the folks you're dealing with are in a good mood to be skiing. They're on a family vacation or something like that. So it's a really positive atmosphere. It was something I'd always wanted to do. And I was really happy to get the opportunity to be up there for a winter.
And for people who are wanting to really dive deep into planning a vacation, I noticed you had a ski vacation checklist on the blog within the site. Is there something that you're like, that you must do this one thing every time you come to Colorado, or you must have this one thing in your suitcase when you plan a ski trip here? Give some advice about planning your next ski trip, especially for people who aren't from here.
Sure. Let me just back up and say that actually now, to go back to your last question, now is a great time if you're thinking about taking a winter off or moving up to the mountains for a winter. All of our resorts are beginning to fill out their seasonal positions, which can run anywhere from November through March or April, end of the season. So it's a great time to be thinking about that.
Oh, yeah.
To go back to this question, it's hard to say. The one piece of advice that I try and give to everybody, whether it's a member of the media, whether it's a family member or a friend, is to try and plan ahead. The earlier you're going to be going on a ski vacation, or you pick the place you're going to be going, the more you can plan out and try and find affordable options for what you're going to do. For me, the number one thing I seem to manage to forget to, depending on how long I'm going, is clean ski socks. So I oftentimes end up buying an extra pair or two of those. I don't know, that's my own personal thing. But yeah, plan ahead, have a good checklist of things you need to bring, and get out here and enjoy Colorado.
Thank you, Chris, so much for stopping by, like metaphorically speaking, because we're actually recording via Zoom. I will definitely be sharing the links, different links that we mentioned throughout the show. I have a good feeling about this year's winter. I think we're going to go from fall for 4 weeks to about a 6-month winter. I'm like doing the snow dance. So I'm just so excited to get some runs in myself. There's certain places that I am excited to explore, and other places that are just favorites. The fact that you mentioned Eldora, I used to take international students there for many years, and they loved it, and it was super close and very affordable, actually. If there are additional questions, where can people connect with you?
I think that going to our social media pages, Instagram, on Facebook, are the best way. We do a great job of getting on and responding to folks' questions, and you can also give us a call in our office as well. But in terms of places to go for information, coloradoski.com. We've got a search bar. We've got all the information you could ever want about skiing in Colorado.
Thank you so much for stopping by, and just have a wonderful, wonderful winter ski season. Well, it would be winter because that's when ski season happens, but whatever, people.
That's right. We're looking forward to another great winter. So thank you very much. Really enjoyed being here.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Square State. I wanted to talk a little bit more about how to get ski equipment, basically your gear, for less. There are a number of different ways you can approach this. If you pay full price, obviously it's going to be quite expensive. And one of the things that I'm really good at, getting stuff for less. So the first thing I would say is take some time to go to thrift stores in your favorite mountain towns. You will more than likely find equipment that has been consigned or put up for sale. At the end of every season, there's tons of people who either change their equipment, upgrade their equipment, that kind of thing. So there are actually sporting goods thrift stores or consignment shops, if you will, where you can get ski gear for less. At the end of ski season, it's called mud season. Now, clearly we're going into ski season, but if you're looking forward into the next year, April, May, that's another really good time to begin buying your new equipment because it's going into summer, and so equipment will go on sale because retailers are trying to clear the shelves for summer sports equipment. So the next time you are in the mountains again during the mud season, which it happens around April, May, mid-April to May, when all the resorts start closing, with the exception typically of a basin, you can start looking at equipment as well. Go to Goodwill. Goodwill actually has equipment all the time. I've seen golf clubs, ski stuff, helmets. It's really kind of surprising how many items they have there. Do a gear swap. Maybe you have friends who are upgrading their gear. You have stuff that you'd like to change out. Just throw a party, have some wine, some designated drivers or a lift so that you can go from one place to the other and get your gear. So what kind of gear am I talking about? If you're new to skiing or snowboarding, you're going to need a really good jacket, waterproof jacket specific to skiing and snowboarding. Sorry, I just coughed. You'll need gloves, again, specific to skiing and snowboarding because you want them to be keep your hands dry. So there's a specific type of glove. Many people wear helmets because there is, of course, the risk of skiing into something or hurting your head. So that might be something that you would want to get as well. Goggles, you absolutely must get goggles or else you could go blind. And I laugh, but really you could. So you'll need to get goggles to protect your eyes from snow blindness. Boots, and we're kind of being a little vague, but these would be similar items whether you're skiing or snowboarding. Clearly the boots for snowboarding would be snowboarding boots. The ski boots would be specific to the type of skis that you have. Your skis or snowboard, depending on the type of activity you'd like to participate in. And actually there's additional items that you could look into, but I think that that's a pretty basic setup regardless for a beginner. So those are things that you should be looking for as you get equipped for the next ski season. The Ski and Snowboard Expo will be coming up in November, I believe, November 10th through the 12th. So you may want to go there and find equipment as well, discounted lift tickets, things like that. So definitely check that out. I believe that admission is about $15. So the Colorado Ski and Snowboard Expo, that will be held at the Colorado Convention Center. Please do double check that information because I'm looking really quickly. And finally, Black Friday is coming up in November. So that might be a good opportunity to purchase items for sale because that is what Black Friday weekend and Cyber Monday is all about. So have a strategy. Try to get stuff from friends. If you have friends who are moving from Colorado or from some other cold weather state to a warm weather state and they're like, hey, we're unloading our equipment, be that person. My friend, actually, the reason why I've never paid for a snowboard, yet I have one, is my friend moved out of state and she actually upgraded, but she didn't want the old one and she didn't want to sell it. And I was like, I'm happy. And she was like, do you want it? I was like, absolutely. So I have a wonderful snowboard. I do need to get it waxed. And you do want to, with older equipment, you want to make sure you're maintaining it so that it's in good condition. But there are a lot of ways to get ski gear without going broke. Take the time to think about it, have a strategy. You don't have to go broke. You can enjoy skiing. Again, I got a $6.50 ski pass for Aspen Snowmass. Of course, this is kind of a once in a lifetime kind of thing, but there are other opportunities that come up. Maybe there's a festival or convention and a resort will include the cost of the festival and convention with the lift ticket and accommodation. Take some time to really research that. And Chris also did mention that as well within the episode. So I hope this was helpful to you. Please don't forget to subscribe to Square State. Let people know about the show, and looking forward to meeting you sometime soon.